Welcome to the DudeComedy podcast, episode 21. We are the number one podcast to masturbate to on iTunes.
Are we?
I was going
We
to
are
say,
now.
why do you sound like a sex phone operator?
Well, Kyle said that one time that he always thought about seeing if he could jerk off while we're having this podcast, and I say to the viewers, if you feel inclined to rub one out while you're listening to us, we encourage that.
Dude, you're fucked up, man.
DudeComedy podcast, where you got the urge to purge.
Man.
Make it hurt till it squirt.
Yeah, all right. What are we kicking off this episode with today?
First
I don't
things
know.
first. Hold on. First things first, head on over iTunes, leave a review. Jimmy's going to read some of them, but as you all know, and I explain every fucking time, so it should be ingrained in your mind that iTunes is the ticket, the golden ticket to the promised land.
I gotta just to step in where Kyle is at right now. The people in the YouTube comments who keep saying quit pushing iTunes, like there's a reason, because it's getting, what is it, Burns? 82% of the views is iTunes.
90-something.
90
I
something.
don't know that 95% of our audio boom views come from iTunes.
So there's a reason.
Colby,
people
don't focus in on YouTube comments.
But if you want to listen to it on YouTube, that's totally fine too.
No, we've got to get Colby off that emotional roller coaster that is the YouTube comment section. Just
Next
let it
one
go.
I will.
Yeah, man, you gotta just
The next one.
Just ignore that shit.
Yeah.
Fine, I'm
gotta
ignoring
Wanna
you
read
guys.
some reviews? I got a good review though.
Yeah, we've got some reviews. You said you have one first?
I do. This one comes from I Fuck Men 42069 Swag Kyle. He says, I love you guys, but Kyle, you are selfish. I bet Rachel would like to use a strap-on. Don't be so shy. Love, Luke.
Oh. We have 483 5-star reviews. We are 17 away from 500, and we are 28 away from Kyle's secret story being told on the show. So get over there, leave a review. Maybe it will get read. So Blake, a.k.a. Long Snake, how much for cue ball, Burns? And will you smoke it, snort it, or shoot it up with me? Then we have Meme
all three
Lord,
at the same time.
Meme Lord 420, Harambe 69. A bunch of bad influences talking about topics that can easily offend people. Burns, hit me up and I'll buy you some product. Everybody's about you and drugs, man. Then we have Mr. Haywood. Love this podcast. I've been a fan since the old live shows. I usually listen on YouTube, but came to iTunes just to give it that 5-star review.
My
We love
boy.
you.
Jimmy, Burns, Colby, and Kyle are all funny as hell and don't care about being PC, especially Kyle. If you like NSFW podcasts, you need to be listening to this. And then one more. This is from Kenny Lemony. Been watching Kyle, Jimmy, and Burns since the beginning. I wanted to hang myself then, and now I want to drown myself. Great podcast.
Jimmy, you got through that without saying anything racist. So.
I really locked down
I know
on the
you.
names
I know
now.
you read those. You read those usernames very carefully now.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm
We
very
already
focused.
got a shot. We're
We're
almost 4
3 minutes
in.
into the podcast, and there's a screaming kid in the background.
That fucker's amped up today.
He's
Need
wild.
to give it some. Put some. I don't know, what kind of good drug would it be for a child?
Well,
Shut
back
him
in the
up.
day, before everything was so politically correct, people would put like a little bourbon in their milk bottle.
Yeah, it'll calm
Whiskey.
them down a little bit. Little Vicodin never hurt anybody.
Little hot toddy for the baby.
Little
Bleach.
Percocet. Some,
Did you say
Oxycontin.
bleach? Kyle, before Kyle gives his baby bleach.
Yeah, they're going to be hating.
So
Hey, me and Colby go to Hawaii tomorrow. See ya.
You do. You go to Hawaii tomorrow, and we will probably have a guest with us on Friday. It'll be just me and Burns and a guest. They will only be gone one show, and you guys are going for a friend's wedding?
I've
wedding
I've hung
crashing.
out. I've hung out with the dude a few times, but we're going with a good buddy of mine, who's even better buddies with the dude that's getting married, and the good buddy, their other good buddy, bailed, and so I took the dude's spot, and then I took my +1 Colby.
What a win,
Yeah.
man. So two questions I have. First, is this a free ride, free ticket, or you have to pay?
No, we paid.
Ah, fuck that. Second, are you going to take your golf clubs?
Not gonna take him, but I have a buddy who works at the only golf course in Kauai, and so we're getting cheap golf, and we're staying on the golf course.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Gonna get a little drunk, a little high.
I'm gonna break
More than a little.
I'm gonna break 100 this time. This is my moment.
Have you never broken 100 yet?
No, not even close. Well, no, I've been close.
gotta-
I've been 103, 102.
You've got to pop that cherry in Hawaii, buddy.
Yeah,
Golf is so
squirt
fucking boring.
it. That's what I thought before I got into it. You know, I was like, "Fuck golf."
It would be
it
boring
takes
if
too long.
It's boring if you don't have friends that are as much into it as you are. If you
Yeah,
just go
that's
every
probably
time by
true.
yourself solo.
Gotta get a few drinks in me.
Well,
Let me
fuck
drive
yeah,
the
that's
car
part of it,
around.
dude. Take some beer. You have the golf carts. Me and my
There's a
brother
limit.
went. There's a limit to what?
I mean, there's a level that if you get a little too many drinks in you, then your golf becomes too saucy.
What happened to
happens,
you? I saw the video on Kyle's Instagram of you puking on the
Follow
tee
me
box.
on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Mr. Jamie Liverpool.
So funny story about that is I did not have one sip of booze on the course. That was hole 7. I drank a water bottle in the car on the way over after a long night, and I felt fine. But then when I got out, I started walking around. And I'm like, oh, I still feel fine. But then hole 3, I drank another half of the water bottle, whatever, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna puke. This just isn't setting well. And for the next 3 holes, Kyle just said, hey, give me a warning if you.
So I can turn on the camera.
Yeah, so I can turn on the camera. So I think it was about 3 holes, right, Kyle? Where I'm like,
What
dude,
a
it's
buddy.
coming. It's
What a
coming, right?
pal.
Yeah. Well, I told him to throw up while he was driving off the tee, but that's a lot of control.
Would it be frowned upon if I brought like an air horn out into the golf course?
Yeah.
Why?
You'd probably get kicked off by the marshal if there is a marshal on that course. Quick little story. Me and my brother went to, if you're a golfer, you watch golf, or you follow golf at all, TPC Sawgrass in Florida that has the island hole, the hole 17, that's a complete island. You have to hit it on or it goes in water. We went and played that, and I almost birdied that hole. I got a par, but I was like 2 inches away from
Fucking Brager.
sinking my birdie on that. And, dude, you talk about it, okay, this is how upscale these PGA courses are. So we get there, right? As soon as we get there, these dudes come out, they take our clubs, like they just jack them from us while we're getting them out of the trunk of our car. And we're like, what are you doing? They're like, we're going to get them cleaned up and ready for you. It's like, okay. So we get them all cleaned up. They get them ready, and we eat some food. And this is the food we're eating there. Like you go and the chef makes your omelet, and then they fresh squeeze your orange juice at your table. I mean, we're talking some really upper class
They
shit.
suck your dick too? Jesus
No,
Christ.
no, not that I knew of. So you get out to hole 1, and they have a sign out there, and usually on a golf course they tell you not to drive on the fairways if it's wet at all. You have maybe a 90-degree rule or something. But the point is, don't tear up the fairway, okay? Theirs is the opposite. They didn't care about you driving on the fairway. They didn't want you to drive in their rough, because their rough is like this 4-inch blade grass that just crushes hopes and dreams of golfers, and they preserve the rough. It was crazy, man. It was a cool experience though. Alligators walking up to us on the tee box. Crazy shit.
Yeah, that's real fun until your name is Chubbs Peterson and the alligator bites your damn hand off.
I know. That's cool. I'm jealous. I've seen some Hawaii golf courses. Just pictures, man. Those things are
Jimmy, let's
beautiful.
go, man. Let's crash this wedding.
just go.
Hey, I'm crashing
Come
it.
on, Dad. We're only gonna see. There's the groom and the wedding and everything are on a whole different part of Hawaii. Well, they're on the same island, but we're not even staying with them. The only time we're gonna see them is the day of the wedding, and then
So
other than that, like we're just fucking chilling.
How many days are you going to be there?
From Wednesday to Monday.
Nice.
Come back Monday.
That's awesome.
Living the life out there.
Yeah, for now, and then we come back to reality, and it usually hits worse than it really is. So.
He's such a positive dude. So this morning I had a fun time. We had to take Ashley to the dentist, and she had an abscess under one of her back teeth, one of those big ass teeth in the back. So it's this 3-part process that takes a year. Today was part 1. 6 months will be another part, and then at the end of the year she'll get like a new tooth in the place of it. But today was pulling out the tooth and doing a bone graft. And they give her these pills she takes an hour before. I don't know what it is. They're little blue pills. Birds, you probably do. You know drugs better than I do. And
fuck you.
The blue one's the good one.
Yeah, they make
blue
you
one
forget.
is the good one, man.
Like she's not gonna remember a thing that happened today, and they make you where you could chop your hand off and you just look and laugh at it. So she's in the office in the seat getting ready, and they're telling me what's gonna happen and stuff before I leave, and they do it, and she's like, Jimmy, there's a lion outside the window. There's a window right there in the office, and she's looking at it, and she sure as shit thought she saw an actual lion. Like, she's hallucinating with these pills. She thought she
Man,
saw
you should have stole some from the office, man. We could have had a fun time.
No, they write you a prescription. You go and you get them.
Right, get them to get a prescription.
I don't even know what they were called, man. But they
chill
were.
out, you fucking theme.
I know.
How awesome would it be if you could take anesthesia recreationally?
Why would that be awesome?
I just really thought about that, and I'm like, wait, that's actually not the worst idea when you think about it. There's worse drugs you could take, right?
Yeah, you could just go to sleep, man.
Let me refresh really quick, Burns. What drugs have you tried again?
Just marijuana. I'm just talking shit.
I
That's
don't believe it.
You've never done anything else.
No.
I'm
Colby,
mistakenly
didn't you say before the show you took a Molly this week?
I'm mistakenly
That
took
was,
a Molly.
That was Colby.
This was the day before the golf thing, and I
Is that why
immediately-
you were puking?
No. So, well, I mean, the night of was, but I went to the bathroom and yacked it out, which offended a few people. But who the fuck? Here's the step. The only thing about this story that needs to be known is why the fuck is someone handing out mints at like a little private area, acting like they're mints and they're fucking mollies? That's the first problem.
I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it for 1 second.
That someone handed them out.
You wanted to think it was a mint.
Well,
You're like, oh, it's cool, a mint, even though you know it's a Molly.
Well, either way, then I puked it out, so that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so what is a Molly? What?
It's
help me out
pure.
here.
It's pure ecstasy.
MDSD?
Yeah, it's pure.
It's ecstasy.
MDMA or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah,
See,
but
I don't
it's
know anything about
Okay, so
drugs,
what are the side effects of ecstasy, or what does it do to you?
So the reason why
Makes you really fucking horny
and happy.
Okay. Horny, happy, and is ecstasy what the dude was on in Bad Boys 2
Yeah.
when he was really
Yep.
thirsty?
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
reason why people got hooked onto Molly over ecstasy is because like ecstasy has a lot. It's almost like meth in a way where there's like you don't really know what's in it. Like they could have put anything in it to make it like cheaper, but Molly is like the pure form of it, but then it's still also like a fuck ton of weird side effects that no one really knows about. People are popping it like candy, and then we'll see what happens in 10 years.
So did anything happen to you before you yacked it out?
No. It was literally within 7 seconds of taking
Why
it.
were you at a place where they were handing out Mollies?
That's my question. I didn't know. It was a nice establishment, and someone was just sitting we had like a private table for this girl's birthday party, and this girl literally reached it out like, oh, here, you want one of these? And I'm like, yeah, I thought it was a mint. It was in a mint container. Kyle's
You're calling bullshit, Kyle?
Yeah. Why the fuck would you take a mint while you're drinking?
Everyone else was taking them.
I ain't buying it. I've never once been drinking and been like, oh, fucking mint would be so good right now. Especially
Colby,
when I
he's
have
calling
that.
you out, man. He's saying you're lying.
I ain't buying it, dog.
That's fine. I have nothing to lie about it for, so win some, you lose some, I guess. Kyle doesn't
Why
believe
did you
it.
puke it up though? You weren't down for a good time?
No, not at all. I got paranoid as shit.
What a pussy.
I'll take it.
Colby, I would have done the same thing, dude. I've been like, oh, fuck that.
Jimmy, you're such
You know,
a party pooper.
you know what my first thought would have when somebody's handing around a little tin and everybody's popping something in their mouth at the fucking club? I'd be like, that's fucking Molly.
He said it was
Colby
a nice
like,
establishment.
It's a breath mint.
He said it wasn't a club, it was a nice establishment.
Yeah, we were at like a dinner table.
It was a restaurant.
So it was
Well-
before you went to the club?
No, it's like all the same place, but we like had our own area, and then you had to like walk like through the restaurant to get to the club. It was all the same It was all the same place.
I ain't buying it, dog.
You said they were mad at you. They got mad when you puked it up?
Well, one guy was just like, "Oh, dude, what are you doing, man?" I'm just like,
Did he go and lap up your puke to get the
I-
Molly?
No, I don't think so. He might have. The only problem with that, though, like the final end of this story is the rest of the day or the rest of the night sucked because I'd already pulled the trigger and there was nothing else I could keep down. I was just yakking, making myself puke it all out after that because I just felt like death.
That's crazy, dude. You have friends that do
which
that
goes
shit. I mean,
which goes to Burns'
my friends
point.
will hand me a beer or will say, let's take a shot. I mean, occasionally the buds will come over and we'll smoke like a nice cigar down by the pool, but not breath mint mollies.
Jimmy, next time we get together to drink, I'm going to sprinkle something a little special in there for you.
You know, you talk all this shit, but then you back up whenever anybody makes fun of you saying you could be a drug dealer, potential drug dealer, but anytime, and it's almost every show that we mention drugs on this show. For some reason, I don't know the underlying factors of it, but we do, and you light up like a fucking Christmas tree. Your tone goes up, you're happy, you're just ready to go.
I'm just fucking with you, and you know it, Jim. You've met me several times. Do I really seem like the type of person?
I don't know. I brought you down last time. We took him to a barbecue joint. For all I know, you were putting some cocaine on top of your barbecue potato I bought you. I don't know.
Dude, that potato was fucking huge.
It was the biggest fucking potato I've ever seen.
You are a pretty skinny dude, Burns.
Yeah.
Cocaine?
I'll tell you what. Let's put it to a vote. If you're watching this on anything that you can actually leave a comment, whether it's iTunes, it would be a review, or YouTube or Facebook, whatever, Twitter. Let us know. Do you honestly think that Burns has dabbled in more than just marijuana in his life? I want to know.
Yes.
No,
100%.
I like how quick Kyle goes, yes.
Dude, you get dates off of Tinder.
I haven't got on that site in forever.
Yeah, since your last date. I'm sorry, since your last sex session.
Allegedly.
You telling me there was no drugs involved there?
Alcohol is a drug.
So
you know what?
caffeine.
I hate the people that when you call marijuana a drug. So I've done this. I always like fuck with people when I do posts on Facebook, and if it has to do with marijuana, and I always call it a drug. And you should see how like uninformed fucking people are, and like how stupid that people's argument for saying that marijuana isn't a drug is because it grows from the ground and it's a plant.
So does fucking
People
cocoa
literally
leaves.
Every
so
fucking
does
thing,
cocaine.
every form of, a drug is just something that like alters your body or mind. So, I mean, when I call something like fucking Tylenol is a damn drug, you know?
It is.
But it's...
By
it's just so
definition, that is a
funny.
drug, 100%.
People will, like, all these stoners and shit were like arguing to the death. Like, I just super offended them because I called marijuana a drug. And, I mean, so what is THC, the active ingredient, you know? I mean... That's the fucking drug portion of it, you know, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like people just assume because you call it a drug that it's bad for you, you know?
Well, it's like, yeah, if you can take this plant from the ground and split it into multiple sections to have different variations of it, that's definitely a drug. Like CBD
but you could say
and
that
THC.
about any community that's like really supportive of their thing. Take example, same thing with vegans. I mean, they're going to shove, most of them or some of them are going to shove their message down your throats as well. Just the same as like a stoner that says, it's a plant, it's not a drug. I mean, that's just somebody arguing because they're passionate or it's a huge part of their life. They don't look at it from an analytical view.
Yeah, vegans are the most annoying fucking people ever.
Tell us how you really feel.
A vegan CrossFitter who does marijuana would be
Do
the
you
death
know
of us.
any actual vegans in real life, Burns?
I don't, actually. I just see it on social media sometimes. Like, I don't give a shit what you eat. Eat what you want.
But they're not just vegans, though. They're the same people that like get mad at you for your decisions, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like we don't care if somebody just decides to eat plants or shit their whole life, you know? But like, don't worry about what I do.
Yeah, don't push your agenda alpha on me.
But
Kyle, you eat meat? Do you know what they do to those animals, Kyle? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, they fuck them up, but that's their purpose, man.
Do you know what PETA really stands for, though, right?
No.
People eating tasty animals.
What?
PETA.
What? Is it really?
Well, PETA's never going to sponsor this podcast.
They should, though.
Yeah, should they?
They should.
Why?
I am a supporter of PETA. You should not treat livestock in inhumane ways.
Okay, well, they're not against like. Well, is PETA against is PETA like vegan too, or is it just against abused animals?
I don't know, man. Do they let you eat eggs and cheese and drink milk?
know.
I don't fucking know.
I can't keep up with
What do vegans even eat? Or like, what can you eat?
They're gluten free, right? Gluten free.
No, those are another
no,
group. That's another group of people that we don't like.
I don't even know what they support. They're just douche.
You say
They're
what's
just all
another group of
douchebags.
people we don't like?
People that are like, I'm gluten free, even though they're not allergic to it. It's just like some diet. Like all gluten is like sugar, isn't it? And bread.
Probably yeast. I don't know.
Fuck
I don't
fuck
fucking
if
know.
I know. Fuck if I know. I'm
Does
not a
that
health
make you not
expert.
like them because they don't want to eat gluten, or does it make you not like them if they?
I make
wanna-
it not like them because they think they're so special. I don't give a shit what you eat or what you do not eat.
It's like the gay community. We don't care if you're gay, just be gay. We don't care if you like not eating gluten, just don't eat gluten. Like, don't put that shit on us.
Burns, are you officially in the category of you just don't like people, like Kyle?
I mean, I'm kind of like Kyle. I just don't like people.
So when you go out, like when you actually go out in public, do you judge and assess everybody in your head? You're like, he's a fuckwad, she's a
Yes.
bitch.
I automatically don't like
not
people.
really. I
Make
think
them,
Kyle is probably
make
a
them
little more
earn my
aggressive.
like.
They have to earn your like.
Yeah.
Okay,
The thing
so
this is how people in Minnesota act. We're passive aggressive, so we'll treat you like politely, but then when we walk away, we're like, that person's a fucking asshole.
you talk
Yeah.
shit behind people's back.
Oh yeah, that's what Minnesotans do.
Okay.
They'll be like,
all right.
oh, excuse me, yeah, no problem. And then when they walk past, be like, God, what a fucking cunt.
Wow. Would not
What
want
if you
to.
actually like the person though?
What?
You know what's
still call them a cunt if you enjoyed the experience with them?
what
No,
I just
I'm
noticed.
talking about like
I-
strangers that you come across during the
Oh.
day.
I think you hurt Colby's feelings, Kyle. He's not talking anymore.
Well, I just don't have a take on the vegan CrossFitters anymore.
I think your
Yeah,
bro hurt your
he's
feelings
quiet.
because he
Yeah,
said
he's
he
We
was
like-
lying.
we can't start the Hawaii trip off like this, Colby.
You
I'm
guys
not-
got to make up.
I'm not upset at all. I'm fine.
No, you're dude. I know you. I know you. I know you a little bit, and you're a sensitive guy like me, and I could tell he plowed through your feelings earlier when he said you were lying about the Molly. I can tell through. I can tell through the phone
through the
call.
Discord. Through the Discord.
Yeah, I can feel it. You're like, man, why would you not believe me, Kyle?
Colby, you need a tissue?
Yeah, I need a couple tissues and another Molly, I guess, to prove my
I think
point.
you two need to,
One for your-
you two
one
need to
for your
squash
cock
this
since you've been
beef
jerking off.
right now.
How
You need
about
to squash
I
it.
think we're both correct. I think Colby was so drunk that he just
No.
wanted
He
to
said they hadn't
believe it
started
was a
drinking
mint.
yet.
No.
Oh,
I was drinking. I was hammered by that. I was like 19 drinks in by that point.
I thought this was pre-dinner. I thought.
No. It was all at the same place.
Okay. All right.
So I think he was so drunk that his mind made him think like so hard that he wanted to be a mint, but deep down inside, where he just wasn't thinking.
No,
He
I
knew.
definitely think that you're 100% right. I don't know what came over me. When would I ever take a mint when I'm drinking? Never. I just reached in there when everyone else was, and I'm like, oh fuck, mint, cool. But your brother was standing right next to me, and he obviously had the right idea not to take one.
Colby,
Yeah.
you have to be a leader, not a follower.
Yeah, that's I'm a tweet leader. You a hashtag follower. I said that in a wrap up one time.
To make it up to you, I'm going to take Molly in Hawaii.
Oh, great. No,
20 of them. 20 of them at one time.
He's gonna drive you to the hospital.
yeah. Oh man. Okay, now we're
So
not
what-
awkward anymore, Jimmy.
Okay,
But I
good.
do
Well,
wanna-
there was a sense I could feel it because you said something like, "Well, Kyle doesn't believe me," and then you did say another word for like 8 minutes.
I think it was longer than
like,
8. Now that I look
You
at my
heard-
recording.
Hey,
here.
okay. Have you two actually ever gotten in a fight? Like, have you two ever gotten so mad you're like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving," and you don't talk for a day or two?
I don't think we
No.
haven't talked in a. And not to sound gay, I don't think we haven't talked in a day since we started.
That's what gay people do?
Well, Jimmy's.
What?
I know Jimmy's next comment is gonna be like, "Well, what would happen if your wife was dead? Would you take Colby in?
Whoa,
Would you have sex
You're
with her?"
I'm not the guy that stereotypes over here. You need to save that shit for Burns and Kyle. That's not me. That is not me. So
I
you
just
guys
did-
have never had like a falling out or a disagreement where you just the testosterone, you're like, oh, fuck you, and then you make up later and be like, oh, you're my best friend, I love you, dude.
No, I mean, we haven't really. We started being friends doing like this work. Well, yeah, we weren't really friends back in the day, but we started doing friends for the work stuff. But we just got completely different personalities.
Yeah, contrasting completely. I mean, I get it. I get it, Colby. It cannot be easy.
And I'm
To be
basically
best
his
friends with
boss, so
Kyle.
he can't say anything against me.
Yeah, else I get
Opposites
shot.
attract.
Pop,
That's
pop.
what they say.
Opposites attract. See, there's birds.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, gay.
I don't think.
It's not gay if you don't nut.
Do we have any actual topics to talk about? Are we going to seriously bullshit our way through this hour?
Dude, we're almost a half hour through. We haven't even gotten to topic 1 yet.
I don't
What's
even.
topic one?
Topic 1 was how it's hard to drink heavily once you get older.
Well, that was kind of topic 1.
Dude, that's
Sort
what,
of,
that's,
but like
that's
back
what
in
I'm going through
college-
right now.
Back in college, it was like, let's go out and get wasted tonight. And then you'd rally in the morning and be like, all right, let's do it again.
It's all
Now
about
you
your
have,
recover
like-
time. So what is your
Yeah.
recover time? Mine's literally like 6 months. Well, no,
You have one too
seriously.
many beers and
Here's
you're like,
my
I'm
routine.
good,
Here's my
man.
routine. Okay, so we're going to Vegas in June. Well, maybe 2 trips a year if it doesn't involve kids. And that first night, or for one of the first nights, usually be a knockdown, drag out. Like we're talking big. Like I'll be playing at the table, slots, go through 10, 20 crowns. I mean, we're talking all the way.
This dude's getting fucked.
Getting fucked up, and then the next day, I mean, last time last time we went to Vegas, that's exactly what happened. 6 a.m, eating breakfast before we even went to bed. Then I got back up in the bedroom, and I was so fucked up, like you could smell it coming through my skin, and I couldn't stay still. And Ashley's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, I was putting my hands in my boxers and taking them out. You would have thought I was on drugs, like.
You're playing with yourself a little bit there, Jimmy?
No, just rubbing my legs and shit. I didn't know what to do with my body. I was in pain. It was bad. And then a friend of ours gave me some little magic white pill, and 30 minutes later, I was fucking good to go. I don't know what it was. She was a nurse, but she gave me something that was amazing, and I was good to go. But after you do that, for me, it's months before I even want to think about going that hard again.
I regret
Isn't it
every time I drink. Even if I'm not even hungover, it's just an unproductive day.
It really is.
How often
Like
do you
before,
drink?
I was saying, like in college, when you would just go out, you'd be like, "All right, let's do it again. I'm ready."
Ugh.
And now,
Dude,
for me, it's like that was
Exactly.
a mistake last night.
What about the people that drink and then they drink to get sober the next day?
Yeah, they're at brunch having like 5 Bloody Marys.
That
Yeah.
doesn't work though, because eventually you have to come back down. I've
Eventually,
tried
you
that
gotta
way.
Face it. So the key and our advice is if you don't want to have a hangover, just always be drunk.
Yeah, just live life drunk.
Yeah, we got.
Be like
So-
my dad.
Your dad lives life drunk?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh. So, Kyle, how often do you get drunk?
Nowadays, probably every few weeks. We used to when we started the DudeComedy stuff. We'd probably do it a couple times a week, but it's pretty rare now. I mean, it's just too much stuff going on. Like being hungover and trying to fucking chase 2 kids. I mean,
Yeah.
that alone will deter me from drinking. I
Colby,
always choose
same for you?
like terrible days to drink and get fucked up too, you know.
Yeah, as soon
Like-
as you start to get that buzz or fucked up, then everything hits you like you need to do this. This needs done. This just came up.
Or like one of the last times I got super drunk, we fucking had like I had to go pick up Rachel's brother and sister-in-law from the airport at like 6 a.m. And I'm just like, what in the fuck why did I do that, you know?
Yeah.
Probably still
What's the-
hungover.
What
Yeah.
is the worst hangover drinking experience you've ever had?
Mine is after my 21st birthday. That was
Walk
pretty
us
fucking
through it.
brutal.
Walk us through the after.
You want me to walk you through the whole night?
Sure.
Wasn't very long.
We ain't got shit to do.
All right, so
I want to know what you were drinking.
we started the day off with there was a hockey game that night, so I didn't
No fucking kidding. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
it was in college, and we went and picked up a bottle of Sky vodka.
Okay.
At 2:00 in the afternoon, I just made screwdrivers, mix it with some orange juice, and was just pounding them away till game time. And a few beers before the game, and I remember about the first period, and that's about it. And apparently after the game, I was running into traffic and banging on people's cars, and my roommate at the time, Mary, pretty much had to drag me down the street to the apartment. I just went right to bed, got up in the middle of the night, made myself a pizza at 4 a.m, and then I was drunk until about noon the next day.
I could see you being at a hockey game, getting so drunk with liquid courage, and you're not a big guy. I could see you just mouthing the fuck off to anybody.
Oh, yeah, it's a problem. But the next day, I don't know if you guys have ever been still drunk the next day, and you're just God, I am so fucking done. I don't want to be drunk anymore. Make it end.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle, Colby, what's your worst experience?
Top of my head, I can't think of a worse one than my bachelor party cruise, because we went down a day early. It was a 3-day cruise. We went down a day earlier, and I believe Kyle and I got not drunk, but we had some stuff the day before. I think it was Cinco de Mayo or something. So then I went to, we go to California the day before, and then woke up the next morning, and I was already oh, I don't feel good. So it was okay, before we get on the boat, we'll have 3 drinks. Then you get on the boat, and you have 15 drinks a day. Polished all those off, got to Mexico, did those. Came back, and it was my first time ever on a cruise. Plus, we went, at kind of a rocky time. I mean, as far as, the ship, it was kind of rocky. So I didn't know, when I was on the boat, that I was seasick. But then when I got home, I was, 4 days hangover plus seasick, standing in the hallway, having to put my hands on the walls because I was still tipping back and forth. And I think I had my wife's mom's birthday party the next day, and I was still too hungover to even go to that. I was just in bed for 2 days, couldn't move, nothing. When I did move, I felt more sick. Huh? Yeah, I took Dramamine or whatever, and it would stop the seasick, the waviness for a little bit, but then my stomach was still so upset, and I still had the worst headache that there was nothing. I tried warm showers and sitting in it in a cold shower, and nothing saved me. That was probably my worst one off the top of my head.
Kyle?
I just had a bunch of there's nothing not one time in particular, but more just just back to what I was saying, it's more just the sleep thing. Usually when I drink, I can't really sleep that well. And so I'm just fucking super tired. And I always pick bad days where I actually have shit to do the next day, but yep. I've never even puked for having a hangover the next day,
Oh, you haven't truly drank then.
Well, I mean, when I puke, and I'm feeling shit, I make sure I get it all out before I go to sleep,
right. Well, I had one. We were at a party, and it was me and a couple buddies, and it was Malibu rum. Isn't that the coconut flavor?
Yeah, where you don't think you're drunk, and then you're drunk and sick.
Okay, so big bottle of Malibu rum. A lot of people at this party, and we're sitting down on the couch, and we're all taking shots, and we were trying to impress everybody. So we were banging out triple shots at a time. We would fill 3 up, and we would each just slam 3 in a row. And I think we got through 12 a piece in couldn't have been 10 minutes. And fuck yeah, this is awesome. And the best way I can describe it to you is I stood up, and I guess it's the closest I could ever get to saying I felt like my brain instantly melted into a mushy vegetable. I stood up, and it's all motor functions, all brain activity just stopped. And I fell over. That's how you die,
dude. That's how you die.
Yeah. And then they said it, they took me to the bedroom, and I was puking all night. And to this day, I can't even use, I can't eat, I can't use coconut scented shampoo or anything like that because it makes me nauseous.
That is brutal.
Well, did you
guys ever drink the Four Locos before the caffeine got banned?
Yeah, that's mine and Kyle's school's fault. Damn it.
Yeah. They got banned because of us. Well, not us, but
one of my buddies had to go to the hospital after drinking that shit.
What is it? Is alcohol mixed with caffeine in it?
Jimmy, imagine having a nice cup of coffee.
So it's like a Jaeger bomb.
No. This is
No,
way worse.
not even close.
So take malt liquor,
Okay.
and then you take like I want to say it was a big cup of coffee. So you take the malt liquor and a big cup of coffee, and you combine it into and add a shit ton of sugar into almost like an energy drink, but then it had, I think it was 12% liquor too, or
Yeah,
booze.
it was like a bottle of wine every can.
It was so easy to drink. Like it tasted like a Red Bull with a little weird aftertaste, and they had flavors of it anyway. So you would drink the first one and be like, "Oh, I'm great," which is probably like the limit of before you can get.
It's I would say it's about 4 beers worth, right?
But
Alcohol-wise?
yeah, I think it was 4 to 6. 4 to 6. It might have been 6 actually. But
you don't feel like you drank 6
no,
beers.
not at all. And now you have the downer of the alcohol mixed with the upper of the caffeine. So you're not getting the down that you're normally getting. You're like just jacked. Then you have another one, or you start mixing other liquor on top of it, and the next thing you know is you're just gone. So these girls they drank them on the way over to a party. These freshman girls, I think they're like less than 100-pound girls, and that's a lot. Like on a ride over somewhere, and then they get to this place and they're just like passed out in the lawn and like puking everywhere, and so like the cops come and like take them to the hospital and stuff, and they think that they're roofied. They think there was like a massive roofing at this party, and then they come clean. They're like, no, we drank these 4 Locos, and then they like had to make it a big scene, and they shut it down and made them take all the caffeine out, and they suck now.
Wow. Never even heard of that stuff.
I did have a fucking story. I'll do it real quick because we've been on this for a while. But so every year we play in this basketball tournament, like the biggest 3-on-3 tournament in the nation. It's called Hoop Fest, and it's in Spokane, Washington. And 2 years ago, my dumbass. So I was going with a bunch of dudes I'm friends with, but I don't really hang out with all the time. And usually that's like an equation for me to be like, well, to be a little more social, I'll have a couple more to drink, So we went out on a Friday, and I'll just have a couple beers. Ended up, I've only blacked out a handful of times. Ended up fucking blacking out and just making a complete fool of myself, like getting back to the hotel room and just laying in the tub, just puking and stuff. And we had a fucking game at 8 a.m. the next day. And that to this day is like the biggest regret I've ever, just playing the whole day. We had like 3 or 4 games, completely hungover, annihilated, like not many like fluids in my system and stuff. And, so that's probably my worst one.
Did you guys win?
I think we got like second, but like the whole
So you would have
day,
won if you would have been 100%, huh?
No, I think that day we made it to the second day and lost in the championship when I wasn't hungover. So, it was like, so actually the first thing that happened is my buddies knew that I got fucked up. So he rolled up and he's like, here, Kyle, drink this Gatorade, and we got to be to the court in like 20 minutes, He's like, drink this Gatorade. So I was like, fuck. I cracked the top, didn't even look to see what like flavor it was or anything. And it was fucking cucumber Gatorade. And so like to this day, anytime I smell cucumber Gatorade, which I don't like cucumbers anyway, anytime I smell cucumber anything, it reminds me of that fucking moment where he handed me that Gatorade. Yeah. And so
so you're in the same boat as I am with the coconut.
And that's me with Admiral Nelson.
Like it was the longest day ever. I just wanted to get over with so I could fucking go to sleep,
Die.
Like the sun, it was like 100 degrees, and like I couldn't even open my fucking eyes.
Your body was detoxing.
Let me ask.
I was dying.
Let me ask this question. Do you think it's? Do you think it's our age that doesn't process the liquor as much? Like Burns was saying, like the next day I've always felt fine in college. Or do you think it's because now that we have been drinking for so long, it takes more to get drunk, and that's why we get
No. It's not that takes more to get drunk.
I don't even drink heavily. If I have like 6 beers, the next day
yeah.
I'm like,
See, I drink so far and few between. We went to the track on Saturday, and I had 2 track beers, which are draft big beers, and I had a head change from hell. So it's not a matter of that at all. I can't right now. I couldn't hold my own with anybody. You give me a 6-pack of beer, and I'm fucking gone probably.
Well, yeah. It's part of it is like getting older, recovery time, but then you're just not drinking as much, you know.
Dude,
so,
Jimmy,
like,
if we do like a Power Hour merchandise live stream,
it's gonna get
you're gonna be done after 20 minutes.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna get it'll be fun. Okay.
Have you ever done a Power Hour before?
Nope.
Ask Kyle about last time
you know
I
what
did
it
Power
is,
Hour.
right?
Well, what we were talking about is we may do like a live Power Hour where we have a new shirt we're gonna launch for the podcast, and we get on like live cameras and shit, right? And then if we sell a couple shirts, we take a shot or a drink of beer or something.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. But the original, if you're just doing Power Hour like with some friends, you put on like a playlist every minute. You have the song change every minute. You take a shot of beer for 60 minutes.
Oh well, that's a recipe for we'll never make it.
When you first start it, you're like, God, I just want to drink. Let's get these songs moving. And then you get a half hour into it, and you're like, I'm dying.
Yeah. The thought of it doesn't seem that tough, but I've never got even close. I mean, the first time I ever tried it was at my buddy's house. He was at work, so it was just his mom there and a couple other friends, and he fucking gets home from work and instantly, like, we all have our shirts off and I'm fucking throwing up. Like, the thing is, you don't throw up. You don't throw up because you're drunk. That's not why you throw
so
up.
much beer.
Yeah, you throw up just because you're so fucking full, you know?
I think an entire Power Hour equals about 7 beers in an hour, I think is what it is.
Man, that doesn't seem like that
doesn't
crazy,
sound
you
like
know?
a lot. I mean,
But it's 7 beers in an hour.
Yeah.
It's like you're just pounding them.
And it
But
just,
yeah,
at like minute 25, it just seems like you're like, okay, I just
it's like
took
you're
it.
taking a shot like repeatedly.
Yeah, and then
Once
it's
you
like,
get
what
a
the
half
fuck?
hour.
The
Oh,
minute
so
is
if we
over.
substituted beer and we did shots, we'd just die, wouldn't we?
You wouldn't.
you
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
even
make
make
10
it,
minutes.
yeah.
You wouldn't make
That'd
10
be
minutes. You would
stupid.
die.
Like Kyle said, the first like 25 minutes, you're like, oh, this is fun. You know, we're drinking some shots after a minute. Then you get like a half hour into it, and you're like, fuck.
So
Well,
my
just
I'm never gonna
to
make
let
it.
the audience know, where are we at with the shirt shop? We're probably pretty close.
We got a handful in there. We got to just change the URL name. We're good to go.
Okay,
I mean,
well, we're pretty
we
close
have
to
stuff
getting
in there
it.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's stuff
yeah.
in there. But what we're
We're
gonna
gonna-
do is we're gonna
yeah.
do focused episode shirts pretty soon. As in, if there's a funny quote or a good topic that everybody enjoyed or whatever, we'll make a shirt out of it, sell it for a couple days, and then it'll be gone forever. And then we'll have the regular Dude Comedy podcast merch as well. But what
We're
we're
gonna put
talking
some
about is
cool
doing a
shit.
live stream.
That'll be live stream stuff.
Yeah,
you
well,
guys
we're
can
gonna-
get us wasted and buy some shirts.
That'll be interesting. That'll definitely.
This is 45 minutes we've been talking about alcohol and drugs. It's an alcohol drug show.
That's what
We had no topics prepared today.
I get
so.
the vibe that this is going to be the most chill episode so far. You guys feel that? I feel really chill.
It's not too out. It's not too out of control.
I think it's got to be that new Discord move we made.
You think it is?
No, I don't know. I just want to throw something out there.
Well, it could be. I
What
don't
do you
know.
guys
Oh,
think of,
I was going to ask
we
you
did
before we
have-
get into Colby's question, really quick. Have any of you ever like actually done a keg stand? Like, have you done a keg stand, and have you ever
college,
actually
yeah.
funneled beer?
No.
I
have.
done like a beer bong. Like where you
Yeah,
pour the
well,
beer into the
where
bong.
you funnel it, where it just pours
Yeah, I've
straight
done-
down your
yeah.
throat.
Yeah, I've done that. Those,
Okay,
are,
but-
those are pretty easy to do.
Yeah,
None
I've
of
done
you
it
have
from
ever
a-
actually stood upside down and
Yeah, I have.
had a keg stuck in your or a keg hose in your mouth.
Yes, I have.
Colby has.
Okay, so have I. I've done both, and you talk about instant fuck up. I mean, that's
So
Dude, my friend on New Year's, we wanted to see how many beers he could do in one breath in a beer bong. we put 5 of them in there.
did he do it? Did he do it?
And
There-
like right after he was done with 5, he like hit the floor.
yeah.
So mine's a very similar story. We did it from a 2-story window back in college, and it was like the cool thing to do, like two or three. And we were funneling them in there, you know, from my buddy's room, running in and out. And then like these guys across the street, my buddies Roderick, Zeke, and these other dudes, like they were like, "Oh, that's tight, man." They start challenging each other. We're like, "Oh shit, it's about to go down." So then they disappear for a while after doing like 2 of each of our beers. We're like, "Oh, that was weird. They drank 2 of our beers and just left. That was actually pretty messed up." 20 minutes go by and these guys show up with 2 30 bombs of High Life, which is
Yeah.
Miller High Life.
which is not Busch Light by any means. And they're like,
That's a heavy beer.
That's a step above PBR, buddy.
yeah, and they're like, "All right, let's go. We got some more beers for you guys." We're like, "No, this is not no." So then we just became like the pours, and these guys are having like competitions, almost exactly like Burns. This guy gets 5, and I think 5.5 was like the max we could fill in this thing, and it was mostly foam, I want to say. And
Yeah.
he gets it
It's tough to
down
get it.
and is just out on our couch, just passed out. And this guy was like 230 pounds, pretty buff.
Have you ever dry heaved from a hangover? I haven't, but I had a buddy. I watched him just sit there and dry heave for hours. I feel so bad for him.
Have any of you guys ever tried to do the home run?
No.
I think that's what it's called. Where you take a hit of marijuana.
No, it's a strikeout. It's a strikeout.
Oh, it's a strikeout.
It's a
Yeah,
strikeout.
Of course you do.
You take a big hit of marijuana, you take a shot of your liquor of choice, and then you down an entire beer and then blow the smoke out.
Whoa. Oh, okay, so
Yeah, it's from
you take your hit.
Superbad.
you take
It's from
your hit and
Superbad.
you hold the smoke in there?
You gotta hold it in your lungs the whole time. You take a shot of whatever liquor you want, and then you gotta down an entire beer, and then you exhale the smoke.
Yeah, it's from a movie. It's either Beer Fest or Superbad, I want to say.
I think it's Beer Fest.
Have you done it, Burns?
No, dude. My friend tried it. I had a couple of friends try it on New Year's once, and it was like instant puke.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. We're just going to title this episode Alcohol and Drugs.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
All right,
Ooh,
Colby,
that's
you
better.
have a question for us today before we get into some life advice? And Burns,
Yeah.
I hope you have some life advice.
I do.
I
do
thought
have
of
a
this
few.
question actually the other day when we were golfing, because one of the guys that Kyle and I were playing with, he kept asking like a lot of questions, and I'm like, man, not like in a bad way, but he just kept asking stuff, and I'm like, man, I wonder what happened if this guy got like, if he had secrets, how quick he would be like, just tell everyone like everything, you know? So then I started thinking like, all right, each of us has, I'm going to say it wrong, but it's like a syringe full of like an antidote of truth, what's it called? Serum or something like that?
Serum.
Yeah. So each
I
of
don't
us,
like where this is going.
each of us has, we're not asking each other, but we each get to ask one person in the world. Like we get to inject it into them. And I think it's, let's just say 30 minutes. They have to answer everything. Who are you?
You get one question or one person?
You get one person. And let's just say 15 minutes because 30 seems like a lot. So you inject it, you got 15 minutes, they're on the clock, and they have to answer everything truthfully. I'm just wondering who you guys are locking
I can
down and
answer
doing
for
it to.
Kyle right now.
Do it.
The last episode we talked about the guy he's trying to call out as being a liar about.
Oh, done. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy, not me.
Yeah.
No, dude, that motherfucker. Oh, I just wish I could. I wish it wasn't such a sensitive.
No. Did you see the Reddit?
No, but what I'm saying is if you had that, would you not pick him and make him take that shit and tell the truth?
I mean, if on like a low scale of things, if I really wanted to know, but I'm sure I could think of like other things to, you know.
I'm
I'd
trying
really
to think
wanna
of
know
somebody
some,
that
like,
I think lied to me in
government
the
stuff.
past that I would want to just oust.
I just want to ask George Bush, did he do it? Because I already know some inside information on all that. I'm not going to say how, but I know. I mean, it's actually already pretty much known. They just they're acted like it didn't happen. But what's the one flight that landed in the field in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Flight 93 or whatever.
And they made a movie like it was the fucking crew that fought back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like how it crashed. That's definitely not what happened.
Are we going to get into some 9/11 conspiracies?
Well,
We could do it
I'm
next
not
time.
going
I can't.
not
I don't
going
really
down
want
that
to. I don't really want to say. I mean, because I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next time to a degree. All right. Who's everybody using their truth serum on? Here, I'll go first. I'm using mine on Burns to admit that he pilfers in drugs.
The answer is just no.
You just
wasted
wasted
15
you.
minutes.
I
You
didn't
just
waste
wasted
it.
it. I know
Trust
it's
me,
yes.
I didn't waste it. He's
You
gonna
wasted
open up.
it.
He's gonna
You-
open up like a fresh flower and tell me.
No,
everything.
I'm not, dude. Jimmy, you have met me in person.
Yeah, you look like you've done drugs.
You invited me into your home to hang out with your family. You would do that if you thought I
I'm
was
a
a drug
bad
dealer.
dad. No, I'm kidding. All right, who else?
I'd ask George Bush if that motherfucker did
Okay,
it.
all right, Colby.
I was similar to Kyle, but I'm gonna go try and find. I don't off the top of my head. I wouldn't know who I'm doing it to, but definitely someone with like conspiracy. But I also like think it would be interesting to do it to like someone like Kanye West, who's just so like into himself and like crazy, and then like really sit down with him and be like, "Do you really think this highly of yourself? Like, do you like?" And just really see if he's an actual psycho, if it's just an act. Those are my two.
I would do that. I would do that with Donald Trump. I would be like, "Are you actually this stupid.
Yeah, like, are you just
And
a
I would ask.
character?
I also want to know. I also want to know if he can read. I have a suspicion that he doesn't know how to read.
Not bad.
He has selective reading.
All right, so it's life advice time. Birds, take it away.
Is it? Oh, this is our life advice section. We are not responsible for your actions based on the content of this segment. Gotta pull up some life advice here.
And you guys can email us. There's a new email below. I believe it's dudecomedyshow@gmail.com. Is that right?
Yeah, DudeComedyShow@gmail.com. Email your life advice and your nude pictures.
No nude pictures,
Oh,
but
dog.
if you do actually email something and you want advice, pictures, context, backstory, the most you can give us so we can really dive down the rabbit hole and give you the best quality advice possible.
So
All right, so
send
this
it.
first guy, his name is... He doesn't give a name. His name is Austin, actually. He thinks that his mom is cheating on his dad because he has seen her text messages with a guy named Michael.
Oh.
And some of the texts are sexual. What should I do? Should I let it go, tell my dad, or confront my mom about it?
Confront the mother.
Confront the mother first.
Don't fuck it up.
I say tell dad and let shit hit the fan.
The one thing we all can agree on is don't do nothing.
Yeah, don't do anything. Yeah, what Colby
Confront the mother. Hey, I don't know, let's take this a little different direction. Confront her aggressively. You know? So how old is this kid?
We're going to assume
Guy?
he's 18.
Yeah, let's go.
Well,
with
it's not
18.
going to be sexual. He's probably like 14 or 15, okay? Because why else would he be in the same, same
Okay,
house,
all right,
parents'
all right.
test, yada,
Good
but
point, good
he's
point.
old enough to know what's up. So basically, you want a new Xbox One? You want a new PS4?
Oh, you're
Black-
saying
you
black.
blackmail that
little
bitch.
blackmail. Little
Dude.
blackmail. I like this.
I was
like
Yeah,
this.
you
really
say, hey, you
wondering
don't hook it up with, whatever expenses a month. Daddy's gonna know. But first, you got to get the phone and take screenshots and send it to yourself as proof, or even video format as proof. Because if you don't have that hard evidence to blackmail someone, it could backfire on you.
I was really wondering where you were going with that. Was not thinking blackmail, and I love it. I'm
I
on
love it.
board.
I
as
love
well.
the blackmail idea. I know Jimmy's probably not on board with getting
No,
this
you're
aggressive with
actually
it.
wrong, because in some sense she's being shitty, right? I mean, she's being conniving. She's fucking up the family. So this is his way to set her straight. Look, I get it. I'm with you. This is a four-peat. We all agree.
I think that he could do better with the blackmail if he catches them in the act.
Not
set up
even
a
an
little hit.
Xbox though. He needs to get himself a salary, a monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
salary.
get
All right.
a little allowance.
called
Actually.
hush
But I think
money.
he should instead
Hush
of the
money.
text messages, get that real hard evidence and
Yeah.
set up a little video camera.
That's
Ew.
what I'm
in the
about to
bedroom.
say.
Ew.
Austin,
Catch him in the act.
That's his
Austin, you
mom.
got- Austin, this is what you got to do, buddy. All right, you're gonna get on her phone again because obviously you got on it before. You're gonna quickly forward the messages to a Google Voice number in an app that she'll never see. It's called Google Voice. That number will go to you. Now you're tracking your mom's texts, and you can see where she's going with this Michael guy. You bust in
There you
with the
go.
camera
There you
going,
go.
and boom goes the dynamite.
No, you don't bust in with
You
the
don't-
camera.
No. Yeah.
You let her. You let her know that you know she's there. You take a picture of the outside of the motel. If that's where they're at.
No, the text is enough. The text is all he needs.
Yeah.
He's
And,
good.
I mean,
trust me.
it's a win-win no matter what, because she's gonna, you might lose a little respect for your mom. What's she gonna look you in the eye and say, "I thought my son was better than this," and you go, "Bitch, you're my mom. Where do you think I got it from? You're cheating on dad, cunt. Give me $20."
You don't call your mom a bitch or a cunt.
$20, dude. Fuck that.
No,
You need to-
that's just the initial payment for her disrespecting you. Every time she disrespects you, you get a $20
A disrespecting fee.
$20 charge.
Isn't that in a fucked up way you becoming your mom's pimp?
man, he's got to get his. He's
No,
gotta get his
because
money
he's
too.
giving her an out. Just stop being a dickhead to dad. And
I
cheat
mean,
on
he's
her.
not.
if he
He's-
really
he-
wanted, he could blackmail her
He's
into
letting
having
her
sex
go
with
about
his
her
friends.
business as long as she pays the hush money, which is kind of like him saying it's okay and allowing it.
No, what he does though, if he really wants to profit from this, he blackmails her into having sex with his friends, and he takes a fee from his friends.
Then he is a pimp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question.
Well, I like this idea. I like where that went.
Next
Good
question.
advice, Kyle. I know Jimmy's gonna love this question because he can just continue to give me shit.
Oh, great.
My name is Ethan. I'm 18 years old. My friend has been selling marijuana and has been making a lot of money from it. Recently asked me if I wanted to sell it with him. I'd like the money, but I'm also worried about getting in trouble with the law. What should I do?
I'm gonna plead the fifth
Sell
here.
it.
I'm gonna plead the fifth here as a former drug dealer.
You were a drug dealer?
But you were drug dealing at bad times. Now it's
I did it for
okay
3
times.
I did it for 3 days, Jimmy. I did it for 3 days. Buddy crashed his mom's car. She was out of town, needed quick money. I knew I had friends that.
What did you peddle?
Well, so this is actually the simplest. I was the best drug dealer in the world at this time. I never smoked, never drank anything. What I did, I knew guys who had pot. I knew guys who wanted pot. I became the middleman. 3 days to make $660 for my buddy to get his mom's Mercedes dent replaced. Boom,
Sounds like
3
a
days.
movie.
I get the weed from the one dudes. They don't even make me front any money because I'm their boy. Get that. Instantly.
Why are you telling me this story in such an aggressive tone?
Because I'm getting my drug dealer voice going.
Okay, all right.
Next thing I do is I learn how to weigh this stuff. It's actually very, very easy. You just put it on a scale, put it in a bag. Then I had to go. So my only expense was I had to go buy those neoprene water bottles. I had to buy 2 of them because they hold in the smell so that if it's in your car, like the cops can't smell anything. Didn't know that. Get 2 of those. Next thing I know, one person tells one person, I got a burner phone, getting all these texts. I don't even touch anything at this point. I have another guy that delivers it all, and I get the money from my buddy. He pays it off, gives me an extra $40 that I felt guilty about. So I paid for his gym membership. Boom, out of the game. Never went back.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That's,
You
that's
called me a
tough.
drug
That's the
dealer,
tough part to
Jimmy.
get
I
out of
know.
the game.
That's crazy.
I'm going to say my advice for this kid is just to see how much money you're going to make from it because marijuana doesn't seem like a very lucrative business. Now, if you want to deal some cue balls of coke, now we're talking about some money.
Okay, the legit advice here is that if he's probably in a place that isn't legal and you guys are condoning him to do an illegal act,
Hey, we are not responsible for your actions based on the content of this show.
You don't become a drug dealer.
I think
okay?
Burns hit the...
You become
Yeah.
you become the manufacturer.
What do you think they told Walter White? Not to do it? Look at that guy
Do you remember
now.
how Walter White ended up?
Dead. Spoiler alert.
Do you remember how the guy from Los Hermanos or Hermanos?
Yeah, but look how much fucking
no,
money
no, no,
he
no,
made.
no, 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 no.
No,
You
but
remember
Burns
how-
had-
what,
yeah.
What was his name? Gustavo?
Yeah, something like that.
The dude that owned the restaurant. You remember how he ended up?
Fried.
Hey man, he just went about it the wrong way. He made enemies. You don't want to make enemies in this game. You want to be buddy buddy with everyone.
You
That's
can't
why I was
be
the best.
buddy buddy with everyone if you're a drug
You want to
dealer.
just be the. You just want to be the manufacturer. You be the source.
But
So you're telling him to go establish a pot growing plant? What the fuck? I mean, what are you? Okay,
I think meth
dude,
is a
I
lot
don't know
cheaper
your
to
name.
make.
Plain and simple, don't get involved in drugs. Don't sell drugs. Come on, this is a no-brainer.
Unless you want to. It's your life.
Stupid.
Or actually, the best way to do it is just figure out something in your life that's like, you know, somebody in your family that has some sort of illness or something like that. And just implant that in your mind. Say, like, I'm doing this for them and I'm going to give them 3%, you know?
that
So
doesn't
you're doing
make it legal.
You're doing it for a good cause, though.
And
You're
what's
hustling.
the judge going to say when you say I was doing it for my grandma? He doesn't give a shit. You're still going to
Oh,
go to
he
jail.
does too. He does too.
He doesn't
if
have
you
a
say
heart.
or if you say my aunt has,
He has 22
6 months to
quotas
live,
for that
and
day to.
if my aunt has 6 months to live and she needs a heart transplant, but they don't have $250,000, I mean, fuck, you're probably only gonna raise like 10 grand, but give her $200, and then you're doing it for a good cause, and you can feel good about yourself.
Well,
at the end
wait,
of the
she's
day.
gonna die in 6 months.
doing
$200
something
gotta do
doing
her?
something illegal and masking it with an excuse in your mind that makes it legal, that's still doesn't make it right. That just makes you naive and you're not in reality.
All right then.
This fucker's gonna go listen to you guys, and then he's gonna end up in jail.
Hey,
and we're
we
gonna be
are
doing
not-
this podcast 4 years from now, and he's gonna email again. He's gonna be like, "I've been in prison for 4 years because you."
And
fucked
no,
I
up."
always
he's gonna
wanted
be
to
a
have
kingpin.
I always wanted to have a pen pal from prison.
no, he's going to be a kingpin. He's going to be inviting us to his party at the Playboy Mansion. That's what he's going to
Yeah,
be.
dude. This guy's not going to jail. He's too smart for that.
That's the end of the show, people.
No, it's not. We got a minute.
What?
No,
You
we
got
don't.
another
We
one,
got a
Burns?
wrap up coming at the end, and then Colby and Kyle are off to Hawaii.
Wait,
Aloha.
unless Burns
Kyle,
has
tell them what
one
they
more.
can do before you leave, since you won't be here to
Yeah,
tell
if
them
you
on
enjoyed this
Sunday.
podcast and you jerked off a little bit during it, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button on iTunes. Leave us a review.
They're not going to hit it then. If you didn't jerk off, hit that like button and subscribe button.
And if you did jerk off, let us know on Twitter.
Why would we
Go
want
ahead.
to tweet that they...
Head on, if you just got done jerking off, head on over to iTunes, leave us a review, and let us know if you jerked off or not. And I'm assuming you're over 18, and leave us a review there. On a serious note, that's where our most importance of growing the show is at. You all know we're old here, have families and stuff, but we actually, I mean, at first I was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna get paid when we first started this, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is actually fun, and I don't even care if I get paid. But Burns is always pushing, let's get that money, motherfuckers. So yeah, do it for Burns.
Do it for birds. Bye.
That just eliminated Jimmy's Burns drug
Hey,
dealer thing.
all right.
Hey, don't
we're
we
not
gotta
saying
say
bye
kitty
yet. We
till the
gotta
cat
wrap up.
came?
Oh,
Kitty
I thought it
cat
was-
said the cat
thought you-
came. Wrap it up.
Yeah, I already
Wrap
did
it
it.
up.
I did it already, but I can just play it again. Let me play it.
Yeah, play it.
Yeah, you. It's really loud in the mic, but I'm gonna spit it anywhere off the top. Last week we 21 like Deion Sanders, busting nuts just like we planters. Got them questions, got them answers, talking shit like a pair of ranters, sticking to them banters, fantasizing, Kimmy Basher, fuck cancers, the disease and the horoscopes. Your girl's like a cheap wine with them whorish notes. You see what I did there? Cause like your girl's a whore and a wine has notes. Does that make sense? Now 22 going live on the regular, killing all these beats like I'm the Scranton Strangler. Stick it in rectangular, I'm banging her, these angles curve. I think I need some new verbs up in here. And any other shit we don't like, your girlfriend's riding like a dope bike. Cook it up like blue ice, don't fight. Say my name, Walter White of the rap game. Sickest motherfucker, that don't change. Kitty, kitty, cat, till your cat came.
Kitty cat, something came.
Finger your kitty cat till the cat came.
Boom, that's what we needed.
Took a shit
fun
on
in-
your
have
cat
fun
till
in
your
Hawaii,
cat
guys.
came. Licked on the clit till Burnsy's mom's clit came.
Where'd everyone go?
Hello? I'm here.